Hi everyone, today I'm making a video summarizing 4 different ways to build a DIY mini welding machine. I've tried each of these methods myself. They all have their own pros and cons, so I wanted to share them with anyone who wants to try making one at home. Who knows, maybe after watching this, you'll find a simple yet effective way that works best for you. Hopefully this video helps you choose the method that fits your needs. If you find it helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to support me. It really gives me motivation to make more videos. For the first method, I'll start with a laptop charger. It's something easy to find, and its power output is decent enough to use for a mini welding machine. I chose to start with this one because it's simple, compact, and great for those who are just starting out and want to give it a try. This red wire represents the positive lead. I'll connect one of its ends to one of the wires from the laptop charger. And similarly, for the remaining wire from the laptop charger, I'll connect a negative wire to it. I'll wrap a few layers of electrical tape around the connection for safety. Even though the current isn't too strong, it's always better to be cautious. Taking a little extra care keeps things safer, prevents any accidental contact, and makes the connection more secure and tidy. Since I'm a pretty careful person, I'll slide a piece of heat shrink tubing over the connection. It helps protect the joint better, adds insulation, and gives it a cleaner, more professional look. This is a spark plug. It's quite practical to use it as the welding tool body since it's sturdy, heat-resistant, and easy to secure. I'll attach the welding tip to the connector end, compact and with good electrical contact. With a short single-core wire like this, I'll use the shortcut connection method. I'll connect one end of the wire to the threaded tip of the spark plug, and the other end to the plug's threaded body. This setup allows the current to flow steadily, turning the spark plug into an effective part of the welding tool. In the next part, I'll make a handle to hold the threaded body of the spark plug in place. I've prepared a piece of PVC pipe with a suitable size. It's lightweight, provides good insulation, and works perfectly as a handle for the spark plug. Using this material is simple, easy to find, and keeps things safe while working. The first step is to thread this electrical wire through the PVC pipe, and then connect the end of the wire to the spark plug. I'll connect this wire to the ground negative terminal of the spark plug. Connecting the correct terminal ensures steady current flow, making the spark plug work properly in the mini welding setup. An important step, I'll repeat it for the second time. Don't forget to wrap the electrical connection with tape. I'll wrap it thickly until it fits snugly inside the PVC pipe. Doing this carefully keeps it safe and makes the handle much more secure during use. Next, I'll make a welding tip for it. This tip will attach to the spark plug's end. In my hand is an AA battery, and I'll be using its core to make the welding tip. This is the approach I'll use throughout all 4 mini welding methods in this video. The battery core is convenient, easy to find, and good enough to conduct electricity for the welding tip. To shape the welding tip properly, I'll sharpen one end of the battery core. This helps focus the current into a small point, giving a more precise weld. In general, a sharp tip is easier to handle and more effective when in use. I'll connect this alligator clip to the negative wire of the charger. The clip provides a secure connection to the workpiece and allows quick attachment and removal when needed. It's an important part to ensure steady current flow and stable welding. Alright, now I'll connect it to the power source to start testing its effectiveness. This is the moment to check if everything works steadily, the connections are secure, and the welding tip performs as expected. The heat generated by this mini welding machine when the two poles touch is quite decent. I'm curious to see if the upcoming test will perform excellently. In this small test, I'll weld a washer to a bolt. The welding is done, and now I'll test it by applying some force to see how strong the weld is. So the first method was a success. The weld is solid and the machine works steadily. It's really satisfying to see it perform as expected. Now, I'll move on to the second tip to see what's interesting and effective in the next approach. This second method is much simpler. I've considered a more minimal and cost-effective approach, so anyone can try it without spending too much on materials or effort. The spark plug on the table has been connected using the same shortcut method as in the first approach. I reused the one from earlier to save time. It's quick, convenient, and still ensures a secure connection. First, I'll connect one end of the positive wire to the ground terminal of the spark plug. This sets up the circuit to run steadily, just like in the first method, ensuring the current flows in the correct direction. You can't touch the spark plug directly while welding because it gets really hot. So, I'll use this alligator clip to hold and handle the spark plug. This method is safer and also allows for more precise control while welding. We already have the connection to the positive terminal, so next I'll make the connection to the negative terminal. I'm using a piece of wire with both ends connected to 2 alligator clips. This way, during welding, the current flows fully through the circuit and connects securely to the material being welded. Using a cordless drill battery like this is very convenient when you don't have access to a fixed power source. It's especially useful for camping, outdoor trips, or survival situations in the wild. These 2 metal washers act as intermediaries. I'll attach them to the positive and negative slots of the battery to connect it to the homemade welding device. The current from this setup is quite stable when used with the homemade mini welding device. This stability makes the heat more consistent and easier to control. In this test, I'll also take the opportunity to show how to fix a broken LED bulb using the soldering method. It's a practical way to both test the welder's performance and bring old, usable components back to life. As you can see, this light bulb clearly isn't working anymore. First, I'll use a knife to open the top of the light bulb. You see that? There's a damaged LED chip right here. That's the culprit behind why the bulb isn't lighting up. I'll use this soldering wire to create a solder joint that fills the spot where the damaged LED chip was. This helps reconnect the circuit, replacing the broken part so the current can flow normally again. The solder joint has cooled and hardened, so I'll go ahead and connect the bulb to the power source. Now it's time to see if that soldering job can bring the light back to life. This soldering method really works. You can use the mini welder to fix light bulbs or other similar items. It's not only cost-effective but also gives you more flexibility, especially when you need a quick fix for small issues. With a bit of patience and care, you can easily repair things at home without taking them to a shop. That's part of the fun for those who enjoy tinkering. You learn more, gain confidence, and get that sense of satisfaction from creating and repairing with your own hands. Now, let's move on to the third method to see what new and useful ideas it brings. This third method has a few changes compared to the previous two. Those with a sharp eye will definitely notice something special about it, so I'll keep quiet and let you figure it out yourself. If you spot the difference, leave a comment below and let me know what you think it is. I'll use this wooden handle as the grip. First, I'll drill a hole just wide enough through the center to secure the threaded part of the spark plug inside. The wooden handle insulates well and gives a firm hold, making welding safer. Unlike the previous two methods, this time I'll use this small battery to power the homemade welding device. The advantage of using a battery is that it provides a stronger and more stable current, giving more consistent heat and better welding performance. For this test, I'll use the device to weld the handle of the strainer to its head. This test was a success and the welding method worked really well. The small battery provided the most suitable power source, strong enough, safe to use, and convenient to carry around when needed. This last welding method is a bit unusual. I'll use this small copper tube to attach the welding tip to the handle. The copper tube conducts electricity well and keeps the tip firmly in place, making the tool more stable and durable during use. I'll drill a small hole into this wooden handle to secure a part of the copper tube. This ensures the welding tip is firmly attached to the handle. To firmly secure the copper tube into the wooden handle, I'll gently tap it into place. To be extra careful, I'll add a few drops of glue at the contact point. This helps secure the copper tube more firmly. I'll gently bend the other end of this copper tube about 70 degrees so the welding tip has the right angle for use. This angle makes it easier to reach the workpiece and handle the tool comfortably. To securely attach the welding tip to the other end of the copper tube, I'll adjust it slightly with pliers. But be careful, our tip is made from a battery core, so don't apply too much force or it could crumble or break. Handle it gently but firmly enough for use. With this electrical wire, I'll connect one end to the copper tube and the other end to an alligator clip. The current will flow from the power source through the wire to the copper tube, allowing the welding tip to conduct electricity and work steadily. To make the connection safe and secure, I'll wrap tape around the wire near the handle. This prevents the wire from slipping or loosening during use and adds extra safety while welding. Did you know that copper is the second best electrical conductor after silver? That's why using a copper tube to conduct electricity to the welding tip is a smart choice, efficient and durable. This test is similar to the previous one. I'll weld the strainer handle to its head. This allows you to easily compare and see which method works better and produces a stronger weld. So all of the methods we tried were successful. Each one has its pros and cons, but they all show that with a bit of creativity and patience, you can make an effective mini welding machine right at home. I hope this video gives you new ideas and the confidence to experiment and repair small items yourself. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel.